gonna stop things for a sec. 1 sec. It's kind of like whenever. There's sort of my job, there's no sorry, excuse the fatness. I'm like soft pedaling and going off the front.
Office 1.
Text to speech enabled. Well, good morning, Zabarise.
Good. How's it going today? Looking forward to a long weekend.
Today was just awful. Thank goodness a long weekend is coming.
Oh, awful. That's no good. Super excited about the long weekend.
Where our southern neighbors will also be off, so it'll be even quieter.
Yeah, that's good timing because
Afternoon, Zabarise.
afternoon, Frackberg. Don't really know where I'm gonna go.
Is TTS pronouncing Zabarise correct, or is it like Zabarise?
No, that's pretty close. More like Zabarise, yeah. That's at least how the family says it, so I guess that's correct.
The southern neighbors have a close step up all they can. Not sure why it's gonna happen.
Yeah, we have like a full-on fire ban right now. I took my family up camping yesterday, and I'm joining them tomorrow after work.
It's all down here.
And there is a fire ban going on, so there is no fireworks. Nothing happening this weekend.
Started though and dropped the AQI 30.0, so I've got that going for me.
Oh, that's not bad. It's pretty muggy here today. It's showing 25 degrees, but the humidity seems higher than normal.
We're up to 185 AQI now, expected to reach 220 plus overnight. Oh boy.
Ugh, that's horrible.
It was in the 200s yesterday here. My smart self decided to go push a 16-mile ride.
Oh, I did that not last year, but the year before. We had some horrendous smoke. And when you looked outside, it didn't look...
Flying portals are coming out so we can start taking LSD and the ramp colors are musical notes.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't look so bad outside, but I commuted to work. And when I got to work, man, my throat was killing me.
I trained for this for 20 years smoking. I'm almost at my 1-year cigarette-free anniversary though.
Oh, congratulations. That's a pretty big achievement if you smoked for 20 years.
Let's go. Congrats, frack. I smoked for 10, vaped for 10. The wife still vapes, which can be a struggle, but I do okay most of the time.
Yeah, that's really tough if someone close to you is doing it around you, but if you can manage to get through that, that's pretty awesome. Couldn't say the same for my willpower. Like if my wife was eating a donut beside me, I would definitely eat a donut. Even though I shouldn't eat a donut.
Yeah, I have no willpower when it comes to food. Yo Zav, good to see ya. Camera looks awesome. So clear, man. Honestly, food is just love, man.
Hey Lion, how's it going? That is my number one thing, food. I am fully addicted to food. I could stop drinking beer, I could stop drinking coffee.
She developed a lactose issue over the last few years. A life without cheese is a life without love.
Yeah.
Doing alright. How about you?
Oh, doing fantastic. It's early, I've left work, the weather's awesome, I'm riding my bike when I should be working. Yeah, that is what happens in our household.
It's actually not smoky here today. Should get out and ride too.
Well, that's good. I left the excessive tire pressure in the tires after Sunday's ride. I feel like I'm flying.
The kids with the junk food. I could eat 5 packs of fruit snacks without blinking.
Oh,
I could go for a piping hot slice of pizza right now.
kids school street, fruit snacks. Any of those little packages of gummies. You can't eat one. I could eat 10 easy in a sitting. I could open 10 packages of fruit snack gummies into a bowl.
I am talking about, but remember Dunkaroos?
Oh hell yeah, Dunkaroos, man. Icing, graham cracker bears.
Around hurts my diet, haha.
Yeah, I could open up 10 packs of gummies into a bowl and pretty much just handful all 10 packs and probably 3 bites. And there's half your daily freaking intake of calories.
Villager Opportunity, we're doing pizza for dinner. Cracker, hell yeah. I did hot dogs today, but pizza day is tomorrow 100%. Hopefully this rain will not be AQI back down and I can get back on the bike tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tough if it's crappy.
Full screen man. How did you set up the live GPS location on screen? Today here too long.
The map is
My moms were pretty unhappy with me after yesterday's ride.
the map is from an app called Real Time IRL. This high tire pressure is not good on this gravel. I do have to say, Lion, that I don't mind that you're not riding your bike, because I feel that if you're not riding your bike, then you're doing music streams. I've been totally into your music streams lately. I don't say much in chat, but I've been lurking for hours and hours with your stream going.
Hell yeah, thanks brother. I just had an urge a couple months ago to get back into DJing.
Well, it's one of those streams where it's not really like the most interactive thing to do, just because, I mean, you got music in your ears, you're trying to do your thing.
And stay hydrated.
Thank you. Get back on the road and air. These tires are way too hard for doing this. All right. Yeah, pretty much. That's well, normally when I ride around, I'm usually running about 30 to 40 psi when I ride my bike on the road. But we did a 100k club ride on the weekend, and I pumped the tires up to 60 psi to get a little more road speed out of them. It feels great on the road, super fast, but, well, I shouldn't say super fast, faster than 35 psi. Yeah, and it's just like sketchy turning because the tires are so hard, the tread doesn't really bite in. You know, 38s running 30 psi is usually pillowy soft. That's why I've been enjoying riding the cross bike everywhere, because it's just so versatile compared to the road bike. I mean, it's slower, but is it really that much slower?
I also run 40 psi on my 33 millimeters on the cross bike.
Yeah. What I read for like...
All you had scared you the most.
Close call? Actually, there was one, was it last week? Last week, a truck totally pulled right in front of me, and I got pretty darn close to it. I think there's a clip, I think Wee Bath Salts clipped it.
25 to 30 in the MTB, 80 on the road bike.
Well, it's funny, for cross racing, there was like this pro person, and they were talking about tire pressure, and for cyclocross racing they were saying you pretty much keep doing practice laps and you keep reducing the air pressure until you hit the rim at least 2 to 3 times per lap, and then that is the exact pressure. Yeah, there's a little bit more traffic than usual. I think because everyone's getting ready for the long weekend. I think a lot of people took tomorrow off.
Around here run like 20 psi tubular for cross races around here. 98.
Yeah. I've had a few cross races where I've actually blown the bead off the rim for running too low a pressure.
I guess that's why they run tubular. Damn,
Yeah.
That pickup driver didn't care at all.
No. That guy did not look or care. I would say that's the closest call I've probably ever had. I usually try to stick to the bike lanes and not ride
I'm so
open road.
desensitized to being almost killed on the road around here I didn't even notice.
No, you know what? It happens. Like I'm super desensitized to people yelling at you.
I saw a guy get hit on his bike from a big truck pulling out of Timmy's. Absolutely decked him. Dude got up fine but was super pissed. Every single day.
I get yelled at less because I have a camera. Actually, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I used to run with a GoPro underneath my handlebar or underneath my head unit mount, and most of the time I wouldn't even have the GoPro on, and if someone said anything to you, I would just point at the GoPro, or if I was at an intersection, I'd turn my handlebars towards them and lift the front end up, and as soon as people see,
with the GoPro chest strap on, don't even need the camera on.
yeah, no,
I
it's
ride roads, but out in the farmland, I'll see 3 to 4 cars in an hour and one of them will be angry that I'm out there.
yeah, as soon as any driver sees a GoPro, they shut up instantly because they think that you're filming them,
Exactly.
and they're going to be YouTube famous. And most of the time, drivers, they're angry for no reason. I mean, I drive.
Strap helps. We have beautiful countryside roads out here, but the thought of riding them makes me nervous. Some psychotic drivers here.
Well, especially in Canada, there is a rule about being close to bikes. I think it's at least 1 meter. They might have even changed it to 1.5 meters. It's hilarious. There's a guy in Nanaimo here. I see him all the time. On his bike rack, he has a pool noodle that's sticking out into traffic.
Same here. 3 feet is the pool where I am.
And the pool noodle is the exact like government mandated passing distance. It's hilarious to see him ride down the road. There's big ass pool noodle hanging off his rack. Drivers going way around him. No, no.
That's a nice thing about where I live, villager. I can do a touch over 5 miles without ever leaving my neighborhood.
Yeah, running, that's actually the reason I started running and riding road.
Ah, well, like I always say, if someone didn't try to kill you, did you actually ride outside?
I used to only ride mountain bike, grew up riding mountain bike, but when I moved to the city to mountain bike, you have to pack up your bike on a car and drive somewhere.
I'm too bad for that noise.
And it used to just annoy me that my 2-hour bike ride consisted of 1 hour of commuting to ride. So I started riding road ride bike and running because I'm like, I just want to leave my house and ride. I mean, mountain biking's super fun, but it's not the best, most efficient use of time.
Neighborhood running here is not so great. Dogs trying to bite you, dodging trees, traffic lights, other pedestrians, etc.
Oh, dogs, yes.
Running sounds so much a little dangerous for drivers. I hear that.
That's why I think gravel riding has grown so much in popularity, because there's so many people around here that are just sick of riding on the road with drivers. You can go find some awesome, we have thousands of kilometers worth of gravel roads around here. And you can ride side by side and chit chat the whole time. Like, it's so nice not worrying about cars coming up on you.
There's a Yorkie near me that hates bicycles and doesn't seem to care about runners.
Yeah, that's weird. Like a little dog like that?
Your number one reason people ride gravel. You can ride two abreast and not worry. That's why I like the cornfields.
Little dogs like that, what are they thinking chasing? Like, if a little dog actually caught up to you on a bike, like it can't reach you. You're gonna end up running it over. It's gonna get caught in your spokes.
Like to ride on shared roads, especially those without shoulders. Some drivers will come up to you and play traffic cop. That dog can't weigh 4 pounds. I'd kill it if it ever got in front of me.
Yeah, you just run it over. You jump it. You wouldn't even crash. It's so small. Like I say, it'd try to nip at you, and it would go in your spokes. If it went in your spokes, you might crash. I have a friend with one of those cyclic rear cameras, and he got chased by a big ass dog, and he sent the footage into bylaws, and apparently the dog was known to bylaws, but they had sort of no evidence that the dog was chasing people, even after a whole bunch of complaints. So with the video footage, they totally were able to go.
Isolated paved bike lane is perfect.
Yeah, this bike lane, I'm going the wrong way. Like, my home is back that way, but I purposely go this way just to ride this bike lane because it's awesome. And when drivers see you on this bike lane, they get super mad because drivers hate this bike lane because they made the road narrow, and the narrow road is harder to drive on because you have to use your steering wheel to stay within the lanes.
lane, bro. God forbid we expect drivers to check snow stride while driving.
I think this person ahead of me is on an e-bike because I can't seem to catch him, and he's like wearing a tank top and cargo shorts and he's going pretty fast. I totally hope. Really hope. He's pedaling really slow as well, so if he's not on an e-bike, he's probably doing 400 watts pedaling that slow. If he's not on an e-bike, he should race. He's the most powerful rider.
Drivers if they want cyclists to ride in front of them or on a separate lane.
Oh, they honestly, if you put a poll on the internet,
rider warming up Zab.
Yeah, if you put a poll out, they would have rather riders to be riding in the road, not have these bike lanes. 100%. That's the outcome.
Last weekend, and there were a couple people there pulling kid trailers. Week after that.
That happened a few years ago on a charity ride. E-bikes, like they hadn't become popular yet.
Would rather riders ride inside.
Yeah, they'd rather totally inside. And it was one of the local shop owners. And e-bikes weren't really a thing at all. Like they were totally new. And he was towing a trailer with his 2 kids in it. And he's fast. But we were climbing this super long hill and he's staying the same distance away. And I'm like, man, I know he's fast, but holy crap, he is like giving her. And so I'm picking up the pace, pushing it, and he's still maintaining the same distance away. And finally, there was a section he stopped. And I caught up to him and he could totally hear the whirring of his bike. And I'm like, whoa, e-bike. Like, I mean, it's not such a, it's a more normal thing nowadays. Here, you can like, oh yeah, that was a big old e-bike with a big honking Bosch motor on it. Towing his dog's barking. Actually, riding inside is the most convenient form of riding ever. Not having to leave your house and be able to do a good workout is awesome. Except in this weather, my garage is way too hot. I don't even...
Heads or tails? But it's torture low. Alright, flipping the coin. It's tails.
I don't even want to go in my garage right now to get my shoes on, let alone ride a bike. My garage is at the point where it's just sweaty just standing in there. I had to do some bike maintenance, and just standing there doing bike maintenance, I was soaking wet. I had an air conditioning unit that I had temporarily in the garage, but
It has been like that here the last few days.
the wife deems air conditioning the garage as a waste. So that plan got nixed. Because it's not actually necessarily the heat, it's the humidity that kills you. So I don't necessarily even need air conditioning.
What's wrong with this car's lights?
Oh, the lights flashing?
Oh yeah, so humid here, man.
And that's the problem, is it's the humidity, because when you start sweating and it's high humidity, your sweat doesn't evaporate and cool you off.
It's the frame rate with LED.
Yeah,
Nothing. The LED cycle, so the frame rate of the cam makes it look like they're flickering.
yeah, all the new cars with LED lights look super wonky on camera.
Okay.
I think that's actually Elgato. Elgato for streaming inside actually makes LED lights that are in sync with frame rate so they don't flicker.
It's a 60 hertz thing, isn't it? Fine, changing to 50 hertz helps.
Yeah, it's totally a 60 hertz thing.
Had any of that wildfire smoke out there?
We had it for a day or two. It was kind of hazy from the Alberta fires, but the wind has been going away from us, I believe. 'Cause it was only 1 or 2 days. And it wasn't like breathing bad, it was just you could see that it looked kind of foggy in the distance. But we got a couple fires on the island. There's one up near Port Alberni that I think they have under control.
That's good.
There was one up by my house, actually. A few kilometers from my house. But they had it under control. It wasn't very big, so it wasn't a panic or anything. It was two years ago. There was a fire near my place and they gave everyone standby evac orders. It's funny to think when you get, the order of you may be asked to evacuate, what the heck do you bring? You never have to think of that. I went into the attic and brought down a bunch of boxes of keepsakes. I put them all in our travel trailer, and I preemptively hooked our truck up to the trailer as a just in case. So if they were pretty much like, you got to get the hell out of here, all we had to do was jump in the truck and go.
Like this in southern Ontario. You can see it all funneling from past Manitoba and Quebec like a furnace vent.
Yeah, it's super weird. It usually comes this way. It usually comes west. Or when Washington was having their big fires, we got a lot of smoke blown up from Washington. Uh-oh. Bike lane, non-rule follower. Public service announcement. Bike lanes are one way. They go with the traffic. See, I'm a cyclist, and even other cyclists annoy me. So I know how drivers feel. I shouldn't really complain because... Hey, Frackberg, thanks for stopping by. Shouldn't complain too much because I have been known to break the rules of the road.
We have the two-way bike lanes here. I like the one-way lanes.
Yeah, downtown there's a two-way lane, but it's got a yellow line dividing the lanes. These lanes are one way. And they give you ample opportunity to cross to the right, the correct side.
Exactly.
That was pretty uneventful though. Usually when I ride these bike lanes, I get cars pulling out in front of me. I get pedestrians. A lady was walking in the lane and I went to go around her and she almost ran into me. And I said to her, I'm like, when she almost walked into me, she said, "Oh, I thought you'd be in the bike lane." And I said, I am in the bike lane. You're walking in the bike lane. And then she said some snotty comment. And I was like, what? I just kept riding. I should have clipped it. Uh-oh. Car alarms. I'm gonna think how, I guess if I go left, I'm gonna go along the E&N, cut up the pedestrian overpass down into Departure Bay. or you almost get run over by other bikes. Not safe anywhere. I feel like I haven't had a breakthrough on the training program in quite a while. I should probably go find a hill and give her. But do I really want to go super hard? I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, I am. I find it's the easiest training plan, no training plan that there is. Like, you can follow a training plan, but at the same time you can incorporate it into your normal riding. Oh, that guy almost rear-ended people. So for commuting, I find it's fantastic because it just gives you targets. Like today, you should do intervals at 300 watts with a focus of 15 minutes, and you need to get 87 XSS. Like, that's pretty easy. You have the data fields on your head unit and you just ride and do 300 watt intervals till you hit your numbers. Simple. I am going to, I don't know if I can do this while I need to add a data field. I don't know if I can do this. No, don't navigate to home. That's not, I didn't realize that's not. One sec here. One sec. Got. All right, let's put that back. Okay, back to doing this. Let's see here. Settings. Well,
Stay safe if you have smoke.
no smoke here, man. No smoke here. I guess you can't change data fields while you are well, I guess that solves that problem. Cyclists, stop and dismount. No. Oh, ride is paused. Resume. Yeah. BC had its fair share of smoke the last few years. Have a good one, Lion. like every time I come down this road, I've been in the same spot for a very long time. Awesome. Thanks, Bike Keith.
Nice weather.
It is nice weather. This is like perfect biking weather. Holy crap.
You're yelling for red lights.
Tide is crazy high.
Wow, nice view.
This hill coming up, I'm not sure if I should be giving her or save it for another day.
TTS ignores usernames.
Yes, you can turn it off. There is a setting in the settings that allows you to ignore bots and usernames.
Oh, good to know.
Shortens things up a lot of times because people chat. It's like you've typed 6 sentences in a row. I don't need to say Bike Beast every single time.
For try that next time.
And usually with text-to-speech as well, I almost every single time at text-to-speech, I still look down at the screen, even though I don't have to. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do this hill. Let's break through. It's been like 6 weeks since I've had a breakthrough.
I have earbuds, so my problem is I don't know who said it.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it matters, other times it doesn't.
Let's go.
How long is this ride?
This whole ride, I think today is probably... This hill is about 1.5K. No, 1.1, but... All right, that was good enough. I need to move my camera forward, I think like 1 more inch. It's really hard to stand up and pedal and keep the power up because I can't lean forward enough because my stomach hits the camera. So I'd have to do this like weird, awkward, stand up straight, rock the bike kind of thing. And it's hard to hit a hill like that and keep the power up seated. Trying to like, every time I would dip below 500 watts, I try to stand up. And it's like weird. And I don't, for some reason, have the proper data field up. I don't know where it went. I have to redo the profile. It shouldn't matter if I can see it or not, but it definitely helps the motivation being able to watch it drop and know if you have to go hard for 15 more seconds or a 1 minute. Because you can see it going down and you can be like, okay, I only got 20 more seconds of this effort and I'll get a breakthrough and be in the clear. I still haven't found where the damn text is for no albs. I looked through all the settings. I think it's totally embedded in the code somewhere because the word bellow box.
I have given up because I am not a programmer.
Yeah, bellow box, you can change that. And
if I go into that, I will mess something up surely.
Yeah, so like the words live or live and bellow box, those are taken from the config file because it used to say bellow box cloud and I changed it to just bellow box. But I think everything else is buried. And I even went on their Discord and searched, TTS and config on their Discord server to see if someone posted something. But I'm embarrassed. I don't want to put it down and be like, it's probably something totally dumb or it's something you can't change. But all I want to do is put an exclamation mark in front of it so it doesn't come out on TTS. But with the chat app, you can mute bots, but I don't want to mute the bot because I want to hear everything else the bot has to say. I just don't want to hear live low, offline live low.
But I need other stuff like alerts.
Yeah, like I want the bot to still say alerts. I just don't want it to say, all the other stuff.
Exactly, like every 5 seconds.
Yeah, there was like a time on Sunday when I was riding. It went live low like 15 times in a row. Or actually, I don't care about the numbers. I wouldn't mind if it just said low or like low bit rate, if it just said that, or live. I don't care what the bit rate is because if it's live, it's live.
It is the numbers.
Yeah, like it. So if it just even TTS where it just said offline, and then I go, oh shit, it's offline.
It's like switch to 138,941 kilobits.
Yeah. Bella Box Cloud. Switch to live. And that's actually the other thing too. I wish there was a delay. A setting that it waited. I think there is, but I don't know enough about the settings I don't want to mess something up. But I wish that it would wait 5 or 10 seconds. I hate the live low, live low, live low, live low. Like if it goes low, stay on low for 10 seconds, then go live.
I don't even care. I just want it shorter.
Yeah. Offline is about the only one that I want it to tell me about. Because offline usually means something's broken. I look down at the screen enough that I know if it goes.
Or yeah, skip low altogether.
I know if it goes low.
Live low skip and we are okay.
Well, at least it's still working. I upgraded to the latest version. I was scared to do that because I thought I might break something, but it was really easy. All this stuff is getting easier and easier. And they're getting better because they're actually writing up decent instructions for everything. It's not like before where they said, here's the file, see you later. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with this file? There actually is detailed write-up instructions that are easy to follow. Which makes me shocked that there's still so many people. There's so many people on the Discord being like, what do I do?
It's beyond me anymore. If one thing breaks, I'm screwed.
Yeah, your setup is definitely on the more complicated side.
Sprint.
Yeah. Hey, Hard Glass, how's it going? Man, I almost want to go for a swim. The water is looking inviting. You missed the sprint. I went really, really fast up a hill. Well, no, I correct that. I didn't go fast. I went really, really hard up a hill. It wasn't necessarily fast, because I do not go fast up hills, but I went hard up a hill.
If you sprint around here on these bends, good chance you will overshoot the corner and end up swimming.
Yeah, or running into someone.
This looks like a nice makeout spot.
Just need someone to make out with. Water's looking pretty calm today. A little bit of a wind. Not bad.
Come kiss kiss. Come here big boy and kiss me. Get that tongue right in. Oh, touch me there.
Half decent day for kayaking. There's people out paddleboarding. So what are you up to today, Hardclaws? Doing any racing? Doing any psychedelic road riding?
Just started work, it's 9 a.m.
Oh, yes, that's right, you're in the future. That is funny that you guys are that exactly ahead of us. You're just starting work and I am riding home from work.
When we come in September to Vancouver, I guess this island is a must to check out.
Yeah, the island is pretty awesome. It's definitely a destination spot. I would definitely, if you're going to come to the island, go to Victoria. Victoria's pretty nice. It's busy, but it's beautiful down there. The prices suck here because everyone in Canada,
We will be 3 days in Vancouver.
yeah, everyone in Canada wants to retire on the island.
Maybe we can meet up and kiss at that makeout spot.
Oh, totally.
Ha ha ha.
Totally. This is the Hero 11 with the media mod, and I'm running HDMI out of the media mod. What is with all the lights? You never have to stop.
How do you keep it charged?
It's also plugged in. It's plugged into a battery pack as well. So I have an HDMI out and a USB-C coming out of the media mod, going to a battery pack. And then I have a phone here on my handle or on my stem, all going into a Jetson Nano.
Do you have a video of your setup and how it all works?
I don't have a video, but I definitely can write up a little write-up. It's all mounted on the bike too. I'm not wearing a backpack or anything. I hate wearing backpacks. I think Bike Beast is still wearing a backpack. Yeah, basically the NVIDIA Jetson Nano is running software called BellaBox.
Pretty cool to see a video of it all though. People
Yeah.
love to see how others stream IRL.
Oh yeah, no, it's a pretty good setup. It's pretty compact. BellaBox is pretty much the key to it all. The guy who wrote that software is a genius. Oh, the ferry traffic is backed up. People are going to Gabriola for the weekend. Oh,
On the island or just work on it?
no, I live on the island. Well, I call it an island, but the island itself is actually fairly huge. There's another little island, Gabriola. That's just a small one. All these people are either going home or going on vacation. Yeah, but Vancouver Island, I think tip to tip is 500 kilometers. 460 maybe. Here it is.
Yeah, bigger than what people really think.
Well, yeah, it's funny because it's called an island. Like Canada in general is fairly large, so it's hard to sort of quantify the size. But yeah, like Vancouver Island is the size of, you know, some European countries.
Australia is a pretty big island.
Yeah, Australia is definitely.
Vancouver Island is approximately 460 kilometers, 285 miles in length.
There we go.
Do you sing I'm an Island Boy?
Yeah, I should. I should. There's usually every couple years, there's guys that go out and ride the total length of the island, starting in the south, or starting north and ending up in Victoria, and just doing the whole ride in one shot, all 460k. I think though it's 460k straight. Like if you took a ruler and drew a line.
Because it's downhill.
Actually, you know what's funny is I think it is more downhill from north to south. But you do start at sea level in the north and you end at sea level in the south. But having driven that route, I feel like there's more elevation loss going south than there would be if you went north. Or I shouldn't say it's the same elevation, but coming south, the downhill grades are longer. So you might have to tackle some shorter, steeper climbs, but you get way longer sections where you're spinning out the big ring. Man, the tide is super high.
Port Hardy to Victoria is 498 kms.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, because it's 460 is like...
Since this planet is wider around equator, it's actually uphill to it. Equals D.
Yeah, a few years ago, I think just the year before COVID, 2019, two guys rode Port Hardy to Victoria and did some charity fundraising. I think it'd be a fun ride. I'm not sure I'd want to do it all in one shot though. Those guys were going super fast as well. I think their average speed was just over 30k an hour.
The problem when you do these things in one shot is you never really get to enjoy the experience, scenery, etc.
Yeah, because exactly. Well, because they started in Port Hardy at 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning, and then you rode in the dark for 5 hours. It's super beautiful on the North Island. The scenery totally changes. We do a camping trip every year up that area, and it's awesome. It's in what they call the fog zone. So it's damp all the time. Actually, I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a TV show called Alone. And the first few seasons of Alone were filmed all in the North Island.
Sounds like the way females are when they are around me. Damp all the time.
Yeah, you're allowed to have campfires up there. Typically when the campfire ban is down here, because everything's damp enough that it's nearly impossible to catch anything on fire.
Get a second camera going showing the rear.
Yeah, actually that hitch has got to. Getting a second camera going though, that ups the ante in hardware. It'd be cool though. I need an ATEM, a Blackmagic ATEM Mini, and then another battery pack. So another camera, and then cables.
Yeah, it does. Second camera is good for your own safety to capture idiot drivers.
I see the GoPro radar with the camera. The latest firmware update will overlay car speeds onto the video. Thought that's pretty cool. So if you have a video of a car almost hitting you or hitting you,
nice.
And it's hard to dispute actual radar speeds. I have a Varia radar right now, and I have a Garmin Connect IQ app that gives speeds, and there's a Connect IQ app that can go in and remove all the radar data and put it on a map, and you can go on to Google, load it up on a map.
Is the fact that they still have not come up with a device with a decent battery to give you a full day of recording.
Oh yeah, I think the 11 with the battery, you get 1080, you get an hour and 20 minutes maybe. I have a 7 at home, and for the 7 I bought this battery pack cage thing, and it goes over the camera, and it basically triples the
Yeah, it hasn't changed at all really.
triples the battery life, and I can get 3 to 4 hours of filming out of the 7. But it's bulky because it's like this whole piece that goes over.
Yeah, I have a Hero Session 5 and have something similar.
Yeah, the session cameras were so awesome. The battery life on those wasn't great, but man, they were cool. They're like so tiny. I used to actually have one on the front and the rear under the seat because they're just like these tiny little cubes. and the battery life was good enough to film your commute. On my wife's bike, she's got the cyclic cameras, the front and rear. Those work pretty good.
With the battery extender makes it double the size, but could get like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
GoPro really need to do something about it. Even more now that people are streaming IRL, takes a lot more for a lot more continuous hours.
Yeah, well that's the thing, is if you're IRLing for any more than an hour, you need to carry a bunch of battery packs. I think my setup, I can get about 6 hours, which I very rarely ever need to go 6 hours. On Sunday we did a 100K club ride, and I streamed from my house to the start of the ride, and a little bit at the pub, and the batteries died while I was at the pub, and I think I was at about 6 hours and 15 minutes.
I have always wondered with pro cycling races and riders that have cameras on how they keep all that charged up and running.
Yeah, well,
Must be a lot of going back to Team Car to change battery.
well, yeah, like even the BWR, there's people that are filming. There's like the vegan cyclist filmed himself doing Unbound XL, but the thing is, they're taking just like, that's what the GoPros are mainly good for, is just these little 20-second shots. So they have the camera, you turn it on, you're like, yeah, we're on the Unbound gravel, blah, 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 and they talk and then they show it and then they turn it off. So if you're only doing 30-second clips, you're gonna get 20 hours of battery life out of it. But when you watch the complete YouTube video, you're going, wow, they got a ton of footage. Which they did. You know, they got a full probably hour and 10 minutes of total footage, but it's an hour and 10 minutes of 30-second clips that's edited into a 30-minute video. I always forget though. That's like when I did BWR, I just had this setup going, because I've done rides like that where I had the GoPro in my back pocket and I just get bored of it. I've taken it out of my pocket and like talking to the talking to this. I'm just like, I'll do it for like the first little bit and then I'm like, whatever, it just stays in my pocket.
Turn it on, because how do you know when something is going to happen?
Yeah, you're like,
You can always turn the beeps on and swap batteries.
yeah, you could do that.
When you are racing especially, you can't really turn off and on all the time.
Yeah, see, cyclocross racing was good, because when I was filming that, a cyclocross race is usually under an hour. So I could have a front camera and a back camera, I could film the whole race, and then I would either just publish the whole race with like picture in picture, like put the back camera smaller on the screen. Yeah, and same. I do the same thing with crits, because all of our crits were under. Oh, you know, the longest crit would maybe be an hour 5, but you could still get front and rear camera footage.
I think if it's a race, you have to go into it and decide do you want to race or race and film.
Yeah. Well, that's like with my setup on the bike here. It's like people were like, "What are you doing at BWR?" They're like, "Are you vlogging?" I'm like, "No, I'm live streaming." And I have like this stupid big mic attached to my helmet that looks like a pom-pom. I haven't had any, I'm gonna have errors now, I'm saying this, but I haven't had any errors since BWR. So I think my setup is everything that I fixed what it was supposed to fix.
Bikes with extended batteries connected, I was able to race and film as well because I could set and forget.
Yeah, see, that's what you want to do. Just turn it on, capture the entire freaking race. Don't think about that you have cameras on your bike, just race. And then edit the footage after. I got bored of doing that though.
Ricky on YouTube has a bunch of race videos. Last one I watched, they did a 360 kilometers race.
Jeez. Well, because you see some of the GCN videos where they're doing long distance, but they have a film crew. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I would do. Is I would take the rear footage, put it in a small window over top of the front camera footage, and that was like the extent of my editing.
Buy a small 5,000 or 10,000 mAh battery.
Yeah, some of the batteries are getting pretty small. You can get some really small 10,000s. I have two 20s running everything, and I get about 6 hours with two 20s. Yeah, exactly. That's
I saw one that's supposed to be good for podcasts where it picks out the good parts.
well, apparently, if you have a GoPro subscription and you film on your GoPro and you have automatic cloud upload turned on, apparently it will edit your video. It'll AI edit your video. But it has to be cloud uploaded direct from your device. If you put it on the computer and then upload it, it won't work. Just I've been going pretty hard up the hills, but noodling everywhere else.
Last hill.
Yeah. Pushing it.
Just taking advantage of the nice conditions.
Yeah, because sooner than you want, it's gonna be fall and shitty weather. All right, that was it. Who is online? Oops, nope.
That was easy.
Yeah, that hill right there.
www.twitch.tv is biking.
Who's biking? EIS alive. EIS alive. There. That hill it's short, but it's steep. It wears on you over the course of the week.
Not sure when he's up to, but I saw he's on the bike.
Yeah, I think so. If you commute all week, by Friday, that hill is a pain in the freaking ass.
Enjoy the rest of your day, y'all.
Thanks.
Unless there is a hot chic in front of you, then it's easy.
Yeah. There is, if I commute a bit later, there is a lady on an e-bike that passes me all the time, but I've tried to keep up with her, but she's way too fast on the e-bike.
Or his wife is there and trolling how slow he is.
Yes, that happens too.